Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings for Everton 0, Manchester City 2. Everton beaten tonight at Goodison Park in what I would say a much better performance in terms of effort, endeavour, but maybe not skill. And creating chances, let's just say that. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easier to find scores, stats and all the latest news in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. Listen, we were on a bit of a hide to nothing tonight, weren't we, in terms of this game. City are a fantastic team. They're the champions. They come to Goodison Park, determined to get the 3 points, knowing they'd go top of the league. Obviously, there's been a lot of suggestions thrown at Evertonians about would they support the team and all the rest of it. I think anyone who was at Goodison Park tonight got caught up in the game and wanted Everton to win. It's as simple as that. Anyone who probably didn't go to the game because they know it would be mixed emotions. And I think obviously Everton started the game slowly and carefully and made sure that they didn't concede early. Obviously Man City scored in both of their last two games in the first minute. And listen, we rode our luck at times, and then we got into the game. I thought, okay, we didn't make clear-cut chances. I think we only had one shot on target in the whole game. But I think we just did enough. We didn't deserve to win the game, and ultimately we didn't deserve to draw the game. But I thought the effort that the players put in tonight, if you were to put that effort in and that organisation in against a lot of teams in the Premier League, you'd comfortably win them. It's as simple as that. That work rate would allow your ability to rise up. It didn't tonight because Man City is such a fantastic team. I can't sit here and say, oh, that was amazing, we played amazing. We didn't play amazing. We worked as hard as an Everton team should work. It's as simple as that. That tonight should be the standard. And that's against the team that you're chasing after a lot of the time. And I think that focused us as a team. We had to be organised and we had to work hard when we didn't have possession. And when we did have possession, we had to use it right. We didn't always use it right. That was our big problem, I think, tonight. But, that being said, we've conceded. Really, the killer goal just before half-time was absolutely atrocious again. A stupid foul given away. It's a nothing ball into the box. And Kurt Zouma's, I think he's so preoccupied with making sure he's got his man that he doesn't jump. And I think that's the problem with this system. And I think we've seen that on Saturday with the marking. Is that same what happened on Saturday? Seamus Coleman is so preoccupied with making sure he's in the right place that he doesn't deal with the ball or doesn't follow the man into the zone. And that's the biggest letdown of the night. And this is why set pieces are so important. Of course they are. We've conceded more than anyone else in the Premier League. But they're so pivotal to games like this. You're playing the champions of England, the team that have gone top of the league tonight, and they've scored by a set piece, and they're not afraid to score by a set piece, and they're not embarrassed to score by a set piece, and they're not embarrassed to defend set pieces. And yet, at times in the last few years, we've treated set pieces like, certainly under this manager and certainly under Martinez, like they can be forgotten about, and they can't. And if this manager doesn't get himself sorted out, they will be the downfall of him. Because if a team can't learn and it doesn't, you don't feel like the manager's going out of his way to put that right, then the manager doesn't deserve to be the manager. It's as simple as that. And that's at any level, at any club. If there's a massive flaw in your club and your manager's not trying everything to put it right, then that manager doesn't deserve to have a job. Whether that be a goalkeeper in goal, whether that be a striking situation, whatever that might be on the pitch, if you're not trying everything to solve it, then that manager doesn't deserve to be the manager. And we'll wait and see on that. Anyway, let's get into the player ratings. Jordan Pickford, I've given him a 6. Again, rooted to a spot for the first goal, onto his line for his first goal, which basically means he's been told to do that. But there was one in second half that really annoyed me early on the second half that they nearly scored for. When he came to jump, never got anywhere near it, and the lad, I think, just overhead kicked it wide. And we can't afford mistakes like that in games like that. There's nothing you can do for the goals, I don't think. But again, I want my goalkeeper to be more positive and to be more assertive. And for that moment, he wasn't. So I've given him a 6. John Joe Kenny, I've given him a 7.5. I thought John Joe was excellent tonight. You know, Sane had a sort of... I don't think Sane had a bad game, but John Joe didn't make it easy for him. And John Joe went through the game making sure that he stuck to his task. He was disciplined. He got his head down. I think the last 3 games, you can say that about him. He earned his place tonight. And I think he took the opportunity to stay in the team for Saturday. There was no messing about from him. Any 50-50, he generally won. You know, he dealt with most things tonight, so fair play to him. Listen, is he the man long-term to replace Seamus Coleman? I'm not so sure, but the lad's got an opportunity to prove that, and him and Tom Davies led that team tonight. They really did. They put the heart into the team. So for that, I've given John Joe Kenny 7.5. Michael Keane, I've given him a 7. He was all right. I don't really want to mark him too lowly because I thought he stuck to his task again. He wasn't brilliant. He made a couple of mistakes, but I can't really fault him for too much. It's not easy playing against that Manchester City team. They move the ball so fast that your concentration's got to be on the game at all times. So I've given him a 7. Kurt Zouma, I've given him a 6. Again in the same boat, but listen, that goal, that first goal, you've got to get off your feet. You've got to. This is the big problem with Everton. You know, zonal marking, man marking, what does it matter? If a centre-back isn't going to jump and at least put the opposition off, then what are they doing on the pitch? That, you know, you've got to be stopping their player from at least getting a clean contact with him. And that lad has got a free header tonight, Laporte. And he doesn't look like the most mobile player in the first place. My God, he looks like he spends his days training in Sayers, Greg's. He's a big lad, and we've given him a free header. And I think you know that's not only Zouma. I think Gomez was around him as well. They've given him a free header. That's unacceptable, absolutely unacceptable. That someone hasn't got off their feet to either get in front of him and make sure that he hasn't got a clean header because he can't see it, or at least just jumped into him so he hasn't got a clean header. That's unacceptable. And that's on the players. Forget about what you think about the manager. If a player can't defend, if he can't jump, you know, just put him off. And that's bollocks, if you ask me, absolutely bollocks throughout the whole team. And that's on the players. It's on the manager for not smashing it into them, but it's on the players. If a player can't jump, can at least just jump. If I see a ball in the air, if I don't at least jump and try and head that ball, then that's on me as a player. Simple as that. It's unacceptable and it's got to stop. And that's the responsibility for all the players to say, we're not going to let this happen. In terms of zonal, we were all there. We were all where we should have been. But if you're not jumping and stopping someone from getting that header, then what's the point? Might as well not be on the pitch. Absolutely bollocks. Luca Dean, I've given a 6.5. He did all right. Never got forward enough for me all game. Just never got forward. And yeah, defensively did okay. But the other side of the game, which is a big part of how we play going forward, he never got forward enough. So I've given him 6.5. Garner, back on the side without much fanfare or many problems. I've given him a 7. I thought he did well. I thought he stuck to his task. I thought he won tackles. I thought he got his foot in and around the box. Snuffed a lot out. And actually his passing was a lot better tonight. Picking a lot of crossfield passes out really well. Got it and give it. And was quicker on the pass as well. That's another. Then tonight, Man City, boom, gone. Boom, gone. Wolves the same on Saturday. Get it and go. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've given him a 7. Gomez, 6.5. Looked a little bit more at it, but got caught in possession a couple of times, trying to not quick enough again. Not quick enough out of his feet. It's got to be bam, bam, go. It's got to be get out your feet and go. Switch the play and go. We don't. We slow it down too much. It's one of our biggest problems. City, boom, best in the league at it. Get the ball. They know where the player's going to be. Gomez, not enough. Not enough just getting his head up and going, I know where you're going to be. You know where, listen, Walcott's always going to be over in that corner. So just hit the channels, put it over the top for him. So I've given him a 6.5. Tom Davies, I've given him an 8. He was my man of the match. Playing in that, almost like a split striker tonight, like a lot of us have asked for. Playing behind Dominic Calvert-Lewin and just pressing from the front. And I thought he did the job really well and set the tempo for the rest of the team. Obviously, he was the captain tonight. And I thought he led the team by example tonight. All right, listen, he's not always great. Not always a crisp passer of the ball. But tonight, he just got into their faces. And the biggest disappointment for me, second half, was when we brought Gylfi on and dropped him back. For me, I would have left him doing that job, and I would have brought James McCarthy on and said, James, get in there. I think Marco Silva has said it's because he thought Fernandinho had too much room. We'll get James McCarthy on and get James McCarthy to do doggies all night, running round. If he's on the bench, then he's fit enough. I'd have just left Tom in there. Because when Gylfi came on, Gylfi it slows down. Everything slows down. Whereas at that point, listen, I'm not saying we were playing brilliantly, but Tom was pushing forward all the time. I think we lost a little bit of that when he went deeper into a role that I don't think he likes or he's particularly that good at. That's his position, where we've seen him start the game tonight, as that number 10 split striker coming from midfield. All right, he's not a split striker because he's not a striker, but pressing from the front and giving other people a chance, catching them higher up the park. And I thought he was excellent in that role tonight. And as I say, I would have brought James McCarthy on. Forget about Gylfi, I would have brought James McCarthy on tonight. But listen, I ain't the manager, am I? Theo Walcott, I've give a 6. And some people will say that's too generous. But I thought second half, he was a lot. First half, he was shite. He was way off it. He was a ghost. But second half, I thought he was a lot more at it. And started running at their back four a lot more. Or their back three, sorry. And was a lot more effective. Started winning fouls and started getting himself in and about the play. Wasn't brilliant. Didn't have a brilliant end result. Still massively lacking in confidence. But when he gets the ball, he runs at people and he does that in to out to in. He can hurt people. He just doesn't do it enough. But also, people don't get him in enough either. People don't put the ball over the top or feed him down the channel. Of course, he's not always there for it. But he doesn't always gamble because he knows he isn't getting the ball. So it's a bit of both. But I thought he was a lot better second half, and that's why I've given him a 6. Bernard, I'll give a 5. I thought he was disappointing tonight. I really did. I thought Walker had the measure of him all game, if I'm honest. I don't think he ever felt like he could beat Walker for pace. And it showed. And, you know, yeah, he ended up going off. And I think that showed. Wasn't one of his better nights. I've given him a 5. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I've given a 6. Started the game slowly, but I think he started to, with Davis, started to press. All right, as a striker, wasn't brilliant. But I'm still adamant that his best performance, and the best performance of any centre-forward I've seen, was him at Man City last season. Away, he was brilliant. Because he got the bit between his teeth. And it was I think that's why he was picked tonight, to do the same thing. And he was all right at times. He wasn't brilliant. Wasn't perfect. But it wasn't really a threat either in front of goal. But in terms of pushing them back, did that job. It's for the rest of the team then to push on and have some quality. And we didn't, unfortunately. So, again, worked hard, but without the quality. And I think you could say that about the whole team tonight. Tosin, 5. Came on, run around a bit. Yeah. Richarlison, 5. Again, Walker had him in his pocket. And every time he tried to do something, he's trying to be too clever. You know, first thing he did was throw himself down in our half and got nothing for it. Trying to be too clever. And I think that's the story of where Richarlison is at the moment. Instead of keeping things simple like he was in the first part of the season, is now getting frustrated and trying to be too clever, and then ended up dumping himself on his backside. So I'll give him a 5. And Gylfi, I'll give him a 5. Come on, didn't do very much and too slow when we needed someone higher up the pitch. Came on and then just started dropping deeper. And all we did as a team was drop deeper because of our midfield, whereas Tom Davies was keeping us high up the pitch. And I think that was just a massive mistake by the manager, I really do. Tom was doing the job. Just bring James McCarthy on and just say, go on, lad, go out there and run around a little bit. That's all he needed to do. So I've given them all 5. Yeah, I thought the referee was absolutely shite, by the way. Absolutely shite. Their players are kicking lumps out of our players. And I think we've ended up getting a booking each or something like that. Absolute nonsense. Nonsense. Shite. Thought the fans were excellent tonight. Reacted to the players. When the players started getting stuck in, the fans were like, yeah, okay, you're having a go, so we'll have a go too. Clapped the players off at the end. Clapped them after they'd scored their goal, singing Everton. You know, that the fans seen that players were working hard tonight. But that's the bare minimum from now on. It's got to be. Because if they don't do that on Saturday, then we can turn around and go, well, hang on. You haven't done that for ages, but you have done that in the City game, but you haven't done it tonight. If they'd done that on Saturday against Wolves, the result wouldn't have been 3-1. It's as simple as that. If the players had turned up and put that hard work in after games this season, we wouldn't have been beaten. But that's the way it is. We've been beaten again tonight. And what is it now? 1 win in 7 games at home. I mean, that's absolutely shocking. But, you know, we've got Liverpool at home next. Then, you know, we've got the likes of Man United, Arsenal, and Chelsea to come in at home. And that work rate's got to be there. But we've got to add quality on that. There's no point just going, oh, we worked hard tonight. There's got to be quality. Because there's quality in the side. There's quality in the squad. And it's got to come, that hard work's got to come. And with the hard work comes a little bit of quality. And we might start winning results. But if that hard work's not there on Saturday against Watford, a team that we're capable of being beaten, then what's the point? What is the point? So we'll see. We'll see anyway. Let me know if you agree with my player ratings. Don't forget to check out my match reaction from the Gareth Street, Baz's match reaction, and his 3 points from the game. And the final word will be out tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.